One of the biggest lies in golf and one of the most common misconceptions, and quite frankly, a pet peeve of mine, is where when I hear on possibly broadcast coverage and professional events, or even when I'm playing with amateur golfers, is steady legs in short game shots. And quite frankly, it's a myth that I'd like to help you understand that you must bust today. And so any short game shot needs to be a marriage of movement between what the club head is doing, what the upper body is doing to allow the club head to move as we're anticipating it needs to be moving, and just as in addition to that, what the lower body is doing. Because without this marriage of movement, the dance, if you will, that the lower body should be having or doing, performing with your upper body and your club, you end up delivering very rigid motions to impact. You lose rhythm, and quite frankly, you lose the position in space that the club head should be moving through and to. The lesson there then is that when you're making your practice swings, you should be implementing some sense that there's some leg movement, some foot movement, the pressure largely moving on a low trajectory shot through that lead leg, through that lead foot, and allowing that trail foot to marry together with it. A really good exercise here is allowing that foot to let this lob wedge that I just put under it leave the ground. That would be true for low chip shots, as I demonstrated there. It would be just as true for mid-trajectory pitch shots. Right there, you can see, right heel off the ground. This would be me performing that same movement with a pitch, with that shaft hitting the ground there. And it is just as true when we get to more lofted shots. So I'll hit a flop shot for you here. The only change, we still have that marriage of movement with our lower body being fluid and rhythmic and moving. The only change would be where we place that pressure at address, but all of them would increase pressure in the forward leg throughout the overall stroke. So we go back to our low trajectory chip shot. I've got 80-90% of pressure on that lead leg, that marriage of movement that allows this club to hit the ground over here that was underneath my trail heel, would then move all of my pressure up over my lead side. I mean, I got probably 5% back on that trail foot. Then that mid-trajectory pitch, I'm now starting 60-40, but during the stroke, I'm progressing again to 90-95% on that lead leg. And now when I go to a full flop, I've got 50-50, and then during the stroke, you can see what's happened. Released under it, nice spinning shot, landed by the flag. I've actually let that pressure shift during the stroke such that that club hits the ground. So now we've busted that myth that your lower body should be steady, should be stable in all of these short game shots. It's going to help you develop more rhythm, more precise contact at the bottom of the swing arc, because when you're allowing your pressure to move through letting your legs move, you're letting the low point of the swing arc and therefore the landing point of the club to move towards the target. It's going to help you alleviate that fat contact and just a whole range of poor errors as you try and abort out of that potential fat contact. Hope it helps you play better golf.